All right, welcome back. Today, we are diving deep into the absolute chaos from the latest episode of Belle Collective. Seriously, if you thought this season was going to ease us in, you were dead wrong. Let's get into how one single bouquet of flowers managed to set this entire friend group on fire.
And that is honestly the best way to put it. The pleasantries are so over, the gloves are completely off, and the drama we've all been waiting for, it is officially here. This wasn't just another argument, you know? This episode set a brand new, much more hostile tone for the rest of the season.
So what's at the heart of this explosion? Well, it's a conflict that isn't just some one-off fight. No, this is already shaping up to be the defining storyline of the entire season.
Now look, we've seen them clash before, right? But this time, it just feels different. It's gotten so much heavier, so much more personal. We're way past a simple miscommunication and deep into territory that feels like years of frustration finally just boiling over.
Okay, let's talk about the incident that really set the tone for this whole episode, the flower move. It was a gesture that seemed so innocent on the surface, but it was so loaded with passive-aggressive energy that it had everybody talking.
You have to love this because it perfectly breaks down the unspoken language of reality TV. Sending flowers but not showing up, that's not a peace offering. Somebody called it corporate HR apology behavior, and that is the perfect description. It's a calculated move to save face, and everyone, from the cast to us watching at home, we all clocked it immediately. It wasn't genuine.
And that tension from the flowers, it didn't just disappear. Nope, it carried right over to a brunch that was supposed to be about healing and mending fences. Spoiler alert, it did the exact opposite.
And this is where things go from passive-aggressive to just, well, aggressive. Shantae decides to step up and fight the battle. And even though Letitia denies sending her, it really doesn't matter. The confrontation is on, and you could just feel the entire atmosphere in that room shift.
I mean, this slide just nails the turning point. The whole intended vibe was let's mend fences, but that got completely steamrolled by the reality, which was put up or shut up. The masks came off, and the expectation was no longer to be polite. It was to be direct. That brunch was officially a bust.
And just when you think the tension can't possibly get any higher, we get to the true climax of the episode, Selena's 50th birthday party. You know, Selena really genuinely tried to bring the group together. She announced her wedding date, named her bridal party. She created this brief, hopeful moment of unity. And for like one split second, you thought, okay, maybe maturity can win today. It didn't last long.
And just like that, the hope was gone. Selena's attempt to get them to clear the air publicly, it backfired spectacularly. Voices were raised, accusations were thrown, and when Latrice let that one particularly sharp insult fly, it felt like a point of no return. The energy was unmistakable. This is not something we're going to fix.
So, what's really going on underneath all this surface-level drama? I mean, this episode didn't just give us fireworks, it really exposed some deep fractures within this group.
This is why this fight is such a big deal. It's not just about a few catty arguments. It's about these really deep-seated issues of trust and reputation and betrayal. Old wounds are clearly being ripped open, loyalties are being tested, and everybody's pride is preventing any real resolution. And, come on, let's not forget the genius of production, who knows exactly where to seat everyone for maximum drama.
So while all this loud drama was happening, there was a much quieter but just as telling conversation going on. Glenn opened up about intimacy issues and feeling disconnected in his marriage. It was this moment of real vulnerability that just reminds us, there's a subtle, real-life pressure sitting just beneath the surface of all this public fighting.
All of this conflict and all of this history brings us to the biggest question that's just hanging over the rest of the season. Has the damage been done? Is there any coming back for the group after this?
And this is why this particular feud just feels so final. When insults get hurled and respect is lost in front of cameras, it creates a permanent record. Everybody has the receipts. Mending those fences isn't just difficult, it might actually be impossible because that public violation just feels so much deeper.
And so we end right back where it all began, with that bouquet of flowers. I'll just leave you with this question. Was it a simple, polite gesture? Or was it the first silent shot in a war that is now being fought out loud? Based on everything we've seen, I think the answer is pretty clear, and it promises one of the messiest seasons yet.